All right, so let's officially get started. Good morning. Saw a lot of your faces this week. I started the week out in Walnut Creek, worked my way over to Oakland. I was in Brentwood yesterday, and now I'm in Stockton. And I'm going to make this a routine, you guys. I want to make sure that I'm going to all the offices, spend time with you guys, break bread, share ideas, thoughts, quick little, coaching sessions if you guys need it. So I'm going to make sure that I'm, making my way around the offices. But before we get started on this beautiful morning, let's go over to, let me see who has their camera on. I'm only going to choose people that have their camera on because this is a very, very big deal. And so let's see here. Let's go over to Kwanzo. Kwanzo, you always have good stuff to say. Looks like you've been up early this morning, big dog. Probably already got your workout in. So I'm gonna have you bring us out of the tunnel and bring us out on the field on this glorious, beautiful morning.
I appreciate that, my brother. Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone had a great week. You guys did what you said you were going to do. If you didn't, you still have opportunity to do that. Make sure you're locked out in the Sisu, all that good stuff. Make sure everyone's energized, hydrated, ready to crush the weekend, no matter what that is. If you have planned to spend time with family, go all out, be present with your family. If you're going to spend time doing the open houses or showing people houses or writing contract, whatever it is, go all in, be you, and just go hard and don't let anybody stop you. Man, this is our year. Let's crush it.
I love it. I love it. And you guys, this is why we do that. I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear from more people, bring us out on the tunnel. So today we're going to have a mastermind. We're going to have some thoughts, and the thoughts behind this is execution and action. By a show of hands, give me a reaction actually down below. The reactions button is on the far right. How many of you attended our live viewing of the Tom Ferry Elite Retreat? Please give me a reaction down below if you did attend the event. Okay, cool. I'm seeing the whole screen light up. I love this. All right, cool. I'm sure you guys took copious amounts of notes, right? I'm sure there were some moments when you were sitting there where you're like, wow, right? You probably had some aha moments. I'm hoping each of you had some aha moments. Linnell, I'm going to mute you. Okay, there we go. So I'm hoping that each of you had some aha moments, because I definitely did. Right? As a coach and as a leader, we're always trying to find ways to elevate. And one of the things that we're doing right now, obviously, personally, is the 75-day hard challenge. In 4 days, I feel like I've completely elevated myself. I'm going to share a couple things about that, and then we're going to talk about yesterday. We talk about the 75-day hard. It is very, very challenging. Okay, it's not 75-day easy. But what's happened in a very short amount of time, and literally today, at the end of today, will be 5 days. What's happened in a very short amount of time is that I've always been a man of discipline. I'm a man that sticks to his calendar. I am pretty disciplined and regimented with my time and my energy. Well, when you do the 75-day hard, you have to add in these 2 workouts, you have to drink the water. And so no matter what, in order to stick to it, you have to elevate. You have to elevate. So it has caused me in 4 days to already elevate, and I'm feeling it. I got up at 4 o'clock this morning, you guys. I have never gotten up at 4 o'clock in the morning, ever. Right, I got up, I did my 10 pages of reading, I got ready for coaching, got the baby up, he was bathed and ready to go before Amanda even came out of the room. Like, I was ready. And so the 75-day hard challenge has elevated me, and I felt like I was strong already, but now I feel like I'm getting stronger, and it's just been 4 days and a couple hours. So the 75-day challenge, I highly, highly recommend that for anybody. And it's not just, I haven't seen any physical change. I feel really, really good, and maybe you're less bloated because you're not bullshit in your body, whatever it is. But I think that over time, I'll see the physical effects. But right now, there's been some transformation in behavior. So that's my share with that. Let me tell you what some of my takeaways were from yesterday and the day before. It was powerful. And I'm going to open up the mic in just a minute because I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear what some of your key takeaways were. I want to hear what are the action items that you are going to you're committed to accomplishing, and then execution dates, right? It's one thing saying, oh man, I got pumped up. Clarence, I got all this great information. Maria, I am pumped up. I got all this information and I'm going to do this. And you say, by when? Well, I got some things I need to do, right? And there's no execution. So today we're going to talk about takeaways, action, and then execution. All right. So I'm gonna share some of my thoughts with you. I have about 2 pages of notes, so let's just get right into this. As of October 2021, NAR states that there's more than 1.5 million realtors. So being different in the sea of sameness is going to be something that is more important than it's ever been. I remember Chris Lim at Climb Real Estate, he always said, how do you stick out in a sea of sameness, right? How are you creating something that is completely different in a sea of sameness? This business has evolved in the last 2 years, and pandemic really gave birth to this individuality in agents. It gave birth to individual branding, and it gave birth to people truly finding their key differentiators in their business, right? You've seen winners truly show up in the last couple of years, and look around, look who's on this call today. So finding a specialization, when we talk about this, we talk about this all the time, and your pillars of production and what you should be doing in your community. I want your guys' head to truly be wrapped around finding a specialization. I wrote here, I took this from notes from Inman this morning. This is crucial to your business. This is definitely an oversaturated industry. Agents around, there's agents around every corner, right? I'm sure before you guys got your real estate license, you probably knew somebody that had their license. You probably knew an uncle, an auntie, a friend, a coworker, somebody out there probably had a license that was close to you. So my question is to you, and I want you to sit on this for a second. If you don't have an answer now, how do you truly find a way to stand out amongst, over 1 million people, right? How do you truly find that? You find a specialization, you find something that's different, something quirky, something that is true to you, but you have to find that, and you have to always be thinking about that. When we think about Kenny is known as the fast agent. He did that years ago, right? And then it evolved into #TeamFast. He created that presence, and he always took a right turn when everyone else was going left. He used a GoPro when nobody else was documenting their journey. He used social media when everyone thought he was crazy. He used realness and brashness on his stories, and he always separated himself. So no matter what, Kenny will always be the fast agent. He found his lane, and he does it, and he did it really well. And that's what the roots of this company. So when you look, go ahead. Somebody said something? So when you look at this company, that was all based on the origination of we're going to be different, right? So I want to ask that question to you guys, like, this business demands a different version of you. Tom Ferry said that yesterday. This business demands a different version of you. Let me mute somebody. I don't know who that is, but if you guys are talking, can you mute yourself? Michael, there we are. All right, perfect. This business is going to demand a different you. And so you have to really look inward and say, okay, what are the things that I am willing to do? How am I going to be different in the sea of sameness? And how am I going to arrive in a different way? So those are some of my thoughts, you guys. I have a couple key takeaways that I wrote down here. First, become good at the basics, right? We already know that. Learn the ins and outs of your market. You guys, we heard yesterday and the day before from so many people that talked about the market in different ways. One of the things that I heard yesterday was a correlation conversation, right? I think it's Andy, and he's down in the South Bay. I see Quan shaking his head. So Andy does deep dive studies and has people on his team that are responsible for just doing this, diving into the data and the correlation that has on the real estate market in different neighborhoods and areas. Think about this, you guys. Stay here for a second. How many of us know the direct correlation of tech companies and how that it affects home purchases in pocket areas of the Bay Area? I don't have that answer, but you know what? He had it yesterday. He'll tell you that when the Apple stock goes up or down, what it's going to do to the real estate market. And if based on that stock, if it's a great time to buy, sell, hold, whatever the case is. Correlation. So back to my point here is learn the ins and outs of your markets. Who is moving into the area? What companies are slated to move? Is Blue Shield going to take over a 2,500 square foot office in downtown Oakland? Know your shit. Who are the builders that are building in these communities? Have you sat down and talked about their master plan, where they're building, what the plans are, how long the project's going to take? How many more people do they know or do they project moving into these communities? And what does that do for commerce in these areas? So knowing your business in and out. Don't get too ahead of yourself. When we think about a specialization, you guys, it might not come today. and it might not come tomorrow. You know what else might not come today or tomorrow? Your brand. All right. I know we talk a lot about branding, but I want you guys to be patient. Because if you don't have a brand now, it's cool. Because what's going to happen is your experience is going to give you feedback. You're going to start to hear what people say about you. You're going to find something that you are truly passionate about. So don't rush yourself getting into a brand. Use passion to help you determine your niche and your specialization. Make business decisions, keeping the future specializations in mind, right? What can you do in your community? How can you show up? Who are the community leaders? Like, when are we sitting down and having an interview with the mayor, right? When are we talking about things that are going on in our local communities? Where are the parks that are being built? River Islands, for a pure example, right? They're doing a 15,000 acre park right across the street from my house. Kuiper, Pulte, Lennar, all these signature homes that are going up in this area. And you know who's doing a documentation of all that? The Spivey Daniel team. Spivey Daniel team. They're out there, hello neighbor. They're talking to the builders in the community, understanding what is happening around us. Because when you sit in a conversation with a buyer or a seller, I promise you this is going to give you an edge. And you won't have many people saying, oh, I don't want to work with you, or why should we work with you? You've educated them from the very, very start. So once again, make business decisions, keeping future specializations in mind. A couple other things that stood out to me yesterday were the ways that people are getting offers accepted and the ways that they're finding opportunities for their buyers. Here's the one thing that Kenny and I, nor do any of the other leaders in this team, want to hear, is that there's no inventory. We know inventory is tight, but there were 7 million homes that were sold last year. So somebody won, right? There were so many strategies yesterday. When we come full circle, I'm going to talk to you about one strategy I think that all of us can deploy that can help our buyers. But we find a way, because winners win. I'll tell you what, you guys got a little bit emotional when Tim Grover spoke yesterday. If that shit did not hit home to you guys, I'll tell you what, you must be an alien, because that shit was heavy. I'm going to recommend that all of you guys get that book, Winning. All of you get that book, Winning, by Tim Grover. I promise you it will change your state. So what I want to do is I want to open up the floor. I want to go around the room and we'll hear from you guys. What were some of your takeaways, key takeaways? What are your immediate action items, and when are you going to execute those by? Those are the 3 questions. I want to have a dialogue around this. I want to have a mastermind around this. And I want to push you guys, not only to participate in this question, but I want to push you guys to take action. Because if you weren't fueled up yesterday to take some type of massive action in your business, I don't know what it's going to take. So who wants to grab the mic first and spit some fire and start this session?
I do.
All right. All right, cool. Let's hear it.
Okay, I'm driving. I'm at a stop sign, but so the thing from I took away was just he was giving us our power to be a badass, basically. Like, it's inside of us to be a badass if we want that. He was saying, like, winning, the whole thing about winning, it's all inside of us. And when that lady stood up and she was saying, talk about being broken and people aren't going to like you, the part of that, we're all broken. We all have a little bit of broken in us. It's for us to somehow put the broken pieces back together. And that just really resonated with me, because we all have issues. We all come from somewhere. We can all use some type of excuse of why we can't do it, but there's a million reasons why we actually can do it. And we just have to tune into that and make it happen for us. And then I feel that's our win. However we do it, that's our win.
Powerful, Danielle, powerful. So 2 more questions here. What are the immediate action items you're going to take in your business, and when are you going to do that by execution?
My immediate actions right now, I'm just trying to, I'm not trying, I am learning these things, and each new thing I learn, I'm trying to own it. I want to master just a few things and learn them as I go, because I feel like there's so many things right now, but I need to stay on track, stay on a calendar. If I need to put something on my calendar, make calls, pay attention to whatever it is, go on to this program and learn a little bit about it, I'm going to put it on my calendar so I do it. Instead of just saying it, I'm putting it on my calendar so I actually do it.
I love it. And I'm going to say this to everybody: become masterful at your prospecting. When you become masterful at your prospecting, your real estate problems will go away. I promise you. The real estate problems will go away if you become masterful at your prospecting. So good stuff. I love that. Let's go. Who else? Who else wants to go next?
I can chime in on some stuff.
All right, cool, brother. Go ahead. Take the mic.
So just kind of touching on what you spoke about a little bit earlier, they say real estate clients want certainty in an uncertain market. So just, just really locking in on, we need to be the experts in our market and provide a level of certainty to our clients. Another big one was interested people watch obsessed people change the world. And ultimately,
wait, say that one more time.
Okay. Interested people watch obsessed people change the world. And at the end of the day, winning requires you to be obsessed, like period. There is no, conversation past that. And another one that I thought was interesting was winning doesn't make you heartless. It makes you use your heart less. That was another interesting one. And motivation versus elevation. Ultimately, they broke it down to motivation is external, so you can receive it, but it only lasts so long. But for that true elevation and taking it to the next level, it comes within. So yeah, motivation versus elevation. Motivation is external, elevation is internal.
Man, that is so powerful. And I have some things to say about that. But before I do, what are immediate action items for you, and what are some execution dates, deadlines?
Okay, so as far as 2 immediate action items, one is just going to be continuing to put out content, but a little bit more specific to just sellers and also mailers. And as far as a timeline, so for the content, I can get that out faster. Mailers is being a little bit more of a organizing, where that's coming from. So we can definitely say by the end of next month, but I just don't have like a set date as far as the mailers go.
Cool. Awesome. Start working on that now and give yourself a little bit of pressure. So at the end of the month, you're ready to go and ready to launch. Yes. I love this. All right, Kwanzaa, you had your hand up, brother.
Yes, I mean, the Tim Grover session was incredible. And I mean, the way he controlled the room, just the way how it set the mood with people closing their eyes and doing the visualization when he's talking. I mean, even like the mood of all of us in the rooms was different. Like, when Tom Ferry and other speakers were talking, like, we were still like doing our thing, whatever. When Tim Grover was talking, no one was talking. Like, people were like barely breathing. Everyone was like hanging on to every single word. Number one. Number two, just following up on what I can't remember her name, but what she said about like the broken pieces, right? Like, I 100% agree. I think it's like none of us are perfect. No one is perfect, right? But the best part about that is we get to put it back together the way we want to. We design it rather than what someone else would design it. I don't know if anyone saw my reel this morning, and that was another thing that he said that was super powerful, which is we're being brainwashed all the time anyways, right? I mean, like social media, TV, all the advertisement that you see, what our parents taught us, those are their stories, those are their limiting beliefs, etc. So why not brainwash ourselves, right? So why not brainwash ourselves by feeding our brain with things that we actually want to, stories that actually help us to get to where we want to be. I think that was like, that was just like the super powerful.
Love it, Juan. Good insight, bro. So let's hear action from you. What are you committed to taking action on? Massive action.
Yeah, focusing on listings. I want my first over $2 million listing in the 6 months. But I'm gonna focus on listings. So I was gonna do open houses on Sunday. I got 2 tomorrow, but I got open houses. I was gonna do open houses on Sunday, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna do door knocking instead. So I'm gonna walk my neighborhood and door knock.
Beautiful. How many homes do you want to hit?
As many as I can. I recruited my whole family, so I'm like, y'all gonna be the props. I got my dog, 2 kids.
Here's what's great about that. When you knock on the door and you got the whole family, guess what they think? They think chocolate. Right?
I'll the dollar store or the $1.25 store and go get some.
You guys, so I forgot his name. It'll come to me, and I'm gonna go to Jordana in just a second. Let me see if I can remember. Andy Mays, I think it was. Nays or Mays. Anyways, the congratulations door knock script, I promise you guys will work. Right? If you know a home that is sold well over asking price in a particular community, if it's in your farm, if you had the fortunate opportunity of representing the seller, that is the message that needs to be had. Hey, hi there. I just want to come by and congratulate you. Yeah, I just want to let you know the value of your home just went up. The Jones's house just closed, went on record, sold for $90,000 over asking price. So I just want to come over. I want to give you guys the good news. I'm going to be sharing this with all the other neighbors. If you want to know the value of your home, here, hit this little QR code like you do when you go to the restaurants and the menu. It's going to share with you your value because I'm sure that's probably important to you. But have a good day. If you ever have any questions, I'm here as a resource. I promise you guys that script alone will get you listing opportunities. I promise you. I promise. So good stuff, Quan. I saw this, Jeff Mays, that's it. Joe Ellen, I want to hear from you. He said, interested people watch obsessed people. I love this quote, but the one CMA a day, let's go to you and then we'll actually go to Jordana.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with that quote. Like literally, like I remember people used to tell me like, why do you do that all the time? Why do you keep talking about it all the time? Why are you're crazy? You knock on doors, you cold call, like what? But like they weren't making huge amount of money, you know, but I was obsessed. And I'm getting back to now I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with doing those things that are going to bring me what I'm looking for. And I'm going to do the one CMA a day. I'm going to call my title company, get the emails for my farm, and I'm going to email them all a CMA as well as make calls.
Beautiful, beautiful. Now the CMA is to strangers or past clients or both?
No, to past clients, but also to the farm, to my farm.
I love it. I love this. And what a great way to follow back up with the door knock, right? This is going to create opportunity. You guys, we got to take massive action. So I love that. Really, really good stuff. Something that Tim Grover said yesterday that stood out to me is that winning is selfish. And hold on really quick. See me. Can you mute yourself? He said that winning is selfish. And if you can't be selfish for yourself and for your business, find somebody that will be selfish for you. Find that person that will be like, dude, wake the fuck up, Kaleem, and let's go make these calls. You got to make this money, bro. We got to go do this, right? Stop saying you're going to do something. We had an accountability session. You're not even here. And it's 15 minutes into our accountability session. Bro, where you at? Where are you at? If you can't be selfish for yourself, find a buddy that's going to be selfish for you. I promise you, if I got caught slipping, guess what? Kenny would be the first person to tell me, dude, what's going on? I promise you. I promise you. Let's keep on going to this conversation. I
like the skit, what he said about the going to hell part, because it went completely different direction than I thought. It was like, hell is great. Everyone, that's where they accept mediocrity, to wake up early, you don't hold yourself accountable. And then, everyone's there. It's actually a very fun place to be. But when you want to go back from hell, you're riding by yourself on the bus. And then I've never heard that before.
That was powerful. It was really, really powerful. Good stuff, you guys. I want to hear some other your takeaways. I saw a bunch of you this week, so let's hear. What are some other takeaways? And don't be shy, because I'll probably just call on you. All right, Guru, let's hear it from you.
I knew you were going to do that. Hey, I'm on that one-way bus from hell right now. Bringing myself back. I got the biggest thing I got out of it. I love the marketing stuff where they said to lead with wait, where was it? Oh, it's in my notes. Lead with marketing and follow up with lead with prospecting. I'm sorry, follow up with marketing. So I made a commitment to myself earlier when we did the commitment challenge that I was going to do 1,000 doors in 10 days, and I was just going to do 100 doors a day. And I have kept that commitment, except for when I was at the Tom Ferry thing, or a couple of days I slipped, but for every other day I did actually 125 doors a day. And so I will be finished by my goal. So that is a beautiful marketing piece that I did for my neighborhood, Maxwell Park. And I followed up with my my title company, and they got me some lists of most likely to sell next, you know. So I'm going to work those. I'm going to work those. I requested I'm going to pay for the emails and phone numbers, and I'm going to follow up with more of me, trying to be me everywhere, you know.
I love that. You know what I would do if I was you, especially if I'm focused on Maxwell Park, like why?
Mm-hmm.
Why is Maxwell Park what it is in 2022? Because if you go back 10 years ago, Maxwell Park is not what it was today. If you go to West Oakland, where Station House is, Station House was not always there. The train station, everything has turned, right? Why did it turn? What was the catalyst? Why did people move here? What do the consumers say about this? And why has Maxwell Park become such a hot place to buy a home in Oakland? I'm going to share a quick story with you guys. So you do some screen grabs, you tell some stories, you talk about appreciation over the last 5 to 10 years in Maxwell Park, right?
That's exactly what I did.
How powerful is that? Now you take what you wrote and you print it and you put that on camera. Hey guys, might have seen one of my flyers, might have done one of these, seen one of my things in the community. Now you're going to see my face and I'm going to create this. Exactly. I can't see it because I know.
Oh yeah, my background's messing it up, but anyway, it's got a five-year trend on the back, where just 5 years ago, not one house in Maxwell Park sold for over $1 million.
So
And then
I love this.
1, 2, 10, 35 last year, you know.
This is beautiful. And imagine this. Imagine the guru, Colette is her real name, has a QR code on this flyer that she creates. That QR code now goes to her social media and it goes to a video of her telling the story of what is on that piece of paper for the people that are auditory learners, right? Now they're like, oh, damn. All right, cool. Oh, honey, look at this. Cool. So it backs up everything that she said in her own words and her own, identity with her, bandana around her neck, and it's her. And then, oh, let's follow that person because she seems like she knows what's going on in our community. And then you send out something the next month. Hey, you guys, here's a list of everything that's happening in Maxwell Park and the surrounding areas for the fall or for the springtime, right? We got this festival, we got this. And at the end of springtime, I'm going to be putting on a huge event for Maxwell Park. There's going to be churros, there's going to be tacos. I'm doing that to give back to my community. Hopefully I'll see you there. Like, this is powerful stuff. So it's one thing that you did that. I think that's incredible, the 125 a day. Double the fuck down on that, right? We heard that over and over the last couple of days, like double down on that because now you have your audience, give them more of what they really like. I love what you're doing. Great stuff. Let's go to Cynthia Peterson.
Hey, something that Colette just mentioned that made me think of a meeting that I had this week. I met with Darrell Carr over at Orange Coast Title Company, and he was showing me their suite of tools. And one of the title tools has a spot where he can find for us folks that are likely to sell, whether it's like a divorce decree that just got announced or a death certificate that was just put in there into the public records office. We can use the title tools to find out which homes are most likely to list. If, one day you're like, shit, I just need to go knock out 10 doors real quick, you can hop on, and most of the title companies have this. It's called Likely to List. So make sure to look that up too.
Love that.
Oh, and don't forget Jordana had her hand up.
Okay, cool. Well, let's go to you, Cynthia. So you're here. Your takeaways from the last 2 days.
I wasn't there,
Oh,
so I'm so grateful. No, I'm so grateful that you guys are doing this because I didn't get to attend. So thank you so much for feeding us that didn't get to go.
All right, good stuff. Let's go to Jordana. Jordana, you're up next.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. How are you?
Okay, good. I'm in the car trying to get Holden to school. I just dropped him off, and that was craziness. But I just had my hand up because I was like just saying that I was there when you asked that question. But okay. I can talk about the absentee owner strategy if you want.
Let's do it. Let's hear it.
So one thing that I I took this away from the last Tom Ferry retreat, but I'm executing it now after having the reminder of this one. It's Matt Bear's absentee owner mailer strategy. So he has this whole like template that he sends out to absentee owners in different neighborhoods, and it helps either find I have a buyer letter basically, but the call to action is asking for a text message back, just replying a simple yes or no. So if you get yeses, then you have a lead and you have a potential house for your buyer, and you also have a potential listing if it doesn't work for your buyer. And he takes it a step further by following the no's. So he has this whole like follow-up plan for when you get no's that text back. And I had a meeting with him after the last Tom Ferry retreat, and he like gave me all his scripts. He gave me the template. So I have all the information that was literally like a step-by-step guide with exactly what to mail and what to say. So now I'm just trying to execute it. So I printed like, I don't know, over 1,000 mailers when I was at the office. And yeah, so I'm going to try to get 1,000 out by the end of February.
And can you share any of the links and stuff in Slack?
Yes.
Okay,
I think
cool.
I have a PDF of the template that I can share. And then I think his follow-up plan is in my Evernote, but I'll figure out a way to share that too.
Okay. Love it. Love it. Love it. I saw a couple of other hands up. Let's go over to Chris, and then we'll go over to Joe Ellen.
Yeah, regarding Tim Grover, and I just got done reading that book last week actually. So when you talked about that, he was there talking, I was like, wow, that would have been awesome to see. But one, there's a bunch of good tidbits from the book. I took a marathon. It's a journey, not a sprint. And the way with Tim Grover was like, forget that. It's not a journey. It's a sprint with no finish line. Like you have that mentality, like, oh, it's a journey. That makes you kind of sit back and be like, oh, I have all the time in the world, which gives you the lack of sense of urgency. So now I'm seeing it like, you just got to freaking go harder and just embrace like pushing yourself instead of just sticking like, oh, I have all this time, this and that. So, you know, instead of a journey, it's a sprint with no finish line. You just go and get it. And there's a lot of tidbits. He trained, you know, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant. And after I read that book, I was just like, whoa, it just gave me that fire. Like, 75 hard, let's go. I got to go hit up all my agents I've been working with in the past and share the opportunities. So this is a great book. Tim Grover winning. So I'm glad that you guys got to
morning
get insight from
conference call. Who would you like to call? Morning.
Chris, you got some great
New morning conference call.
Hey, Chris.
New morning conference call.
I'm gonna stop right there because your audio is going in and out.
New morning conference call.
Okay.
All right.
Who would you like to call?
He's on a run right
Morning
now.
call.
So- Hey,
Who would you like
Chris,
to
Chris,
Morning
Chris, I gotta stop you. Bro.
Flex team
I gotta
call.
stop you, bro. Your audio's going out, and we lost him.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Chris, we lost you, bro, but I got the premise of what you're saying. Really stuff. Joelle, let's go over to you.
Hi. I just had another strategy that I wanted to see if we could talk about as far as bringing buyers in, where we use other agents' listings and on our team, and we basically run Facebook ads behind them. It could be a listing, it can be an open house, but we, you know, whoever wants to do it pays for that ad, and it doesn't hurt the listing agent. It's actually just promoting it, but at the same time, we're bringing in leads. Did you lose
So
me?
share your thoughts. No, I'm hearing you.
Yeah, I mean, I used to do that at Keller Williams with a couple of us agents, and we would just, you know, whoever had a listing, I'd say, hey, can I run a Facebook ad? And I would bring in like 20 listings. And one time I recruited an agent off one of those leads to KW. So it's really cool. And I don't know if our agents who have listings are okay with it, but again, it doesn't take away from them.
I think it's a good idea, Jolene. I'll be down.
I agree. Yeah, I'm sure.
Thank you.
Totally. Yeah, listing agents would love that.
And basically we just
Slack and be like, hey, can we do this for your listing? I'm sure they'd be down.
Yeah, and if anybody wants me to teach them how to run a Facebook ad, if they don't already know how to do it, I know how to do that. And basically, we pull all the information right off of the MLS.
Elias, are you having internet issues? Maybe a little bit, huh? Okay, he left. Yeah, I love that, Joelle, and that's a great idea. Anytime that you have, any of you have resources where you're like, you know what, I could show the team how to run a Facebook ad. Send me a Zoom video and I will pop that puppy into Mighty Network, because the more we can teach each other, the better we will become, for sure.
Okay, sounds good.
I just got back on. Sorry, I don't know why I was having so many challenges, but I logged off and logged back on. So good stuff, I presume. Thank you, Cynthia, for covering me. Let me ask you a quick question. How many people are working with buyers right now that are having problems finding them a home after showing multiple homes? Give me a reaction, give me a hand, give me some love here. Okay, now, this strategy is a strategy that I've heard before, but I think that it's super important that we deploy this if you guys want to get into escrow soon, right? So I want everyone to feel this, write this, do this, say this, put it on your whiteboard. I want an escrow and I want it now. This is, that's right, Kwanzo. This is what I am willing to do to go get it and find it. We talked about creativity the other day, and I thought this was powerful. Here's what I would do, and I took this directly from the screen yesterday. Think about this. Call all the listing agents that currently have pending deals that fit the same criteria that your owner or your buyer is looking for. Stay with me. Cynthia, it's Elias Sestudo, EXP Team Fast. How are you? Good. I see that you're in contract on 123 Main Street. Do you feel confident that that deal is going to stick? I have a buyer that is ready to go, and chances are you will be able to find some challenges. You know what? Actually, we just got a call today. They're having troubles getting the EMD in. I gave them a letter to perform, notice to perform, whatever it is. You'll probably find some information that may be to your advantage. Call 25 past clients at SOIs. If you don't have that, that will be more challenging. But if you have clients that live in that area that you've sold a home to in the past, it wouldn't hurt to ask them, hey guys, I know, you've been in the house now for 3 years. Inventory is really tight. I just wanted to ask you, what are your plans with the property? Are you consider selling it, knowing that we're in such a strong market right now? Because I do have a buyer. Also, do you know any of your neighbors that have maybe thought about moving? You had a conversation when you guys were having wine the other day. You know anybody in your area that's considering putting their house on the market? And would you be so kind to make it?
I was on the line with my sister.
Monica.
Things sorted out.
Monica. You guys, I'm just going to say this again really quick, you guys. If you guys are not on mute, please be super conscious of your side conversations because it's a huge interruption. Post a video on social media. Hey guys, it's Zyra. I have a client right now that is searching for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. They're looking in Vallejo. Their max budget is $850,000. They would love to stay in these 3 zip codes. They'd love to be close to this school. Do you know anybody that has an opportunity for my buyer? Because I really want to help my buyer get into contract. Right? That's number 3. Send out 100 letters to that neighborhood. Right? This is when you go all in and you show your clients what you are truly worth and what you're going to do to help them find. I have a buyer who is qualified that wants to live in this community. I see here, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, that you guys have been in this house for the last 20 years. What are your plans with this home? Would you ever consider selling your home if I was able to get you X amount over asking? Whatever the conversation is, send them a letter letting them know that you have a buyer. I've seen people go as far as taking an RPA with the amount in the section for the offer amount, no names on it or anything included with the letter, right? To make it just real, because it's all about being creative right now. Door knock 50+ doors. It is the same exact script. Hey, Tom. Hi, my name is Elias Sestudo. I'm just in this neighborhood. I think a little bit out of desperation. I have a client that would love to live in this community. We've been searching for the last couple months and we have found nothing. Obviously, you guys love living here. I wanted to ask you, knowing that it's such a hot market, you guys have been in this house for the last 10 years. Have you ever considered selling your home? Has that even been a thought, at all? No, have that dialogue with them. I promise you, you might knock on someone's door and then be like, well, we would sell it if we can get $950 for it. Okay, so you're telling me if I was able to bring you a buyer and I can get you $950 for your property, you would consider that offer? Well, yeah, so show me that. All right, perfect. So there's an opportunity for you, right? So knock on 50 plus doors. Call any expireds. I know that expireds, there's not too many of them, but if there is any expireds, call them and see if they're willing to do an off-market opportunity with your client. Obviously, you guys do a good job at this. Let the office know, let the team know. There's a couple other ones, call investors and call renters. If there's any rentals in that area, there might be an opportunity for this investor to say, you know what, I sat on this house, I'm getting an average rent of $2,500 a month. It's good, it's stable. But if you know that market is hot and all offers are getting accepted 20 to 30% over asking price, that's probably a good conversation to have with that investor. He might say, they might say yes, they might say no. But what we're doing is we're showing the clients that, hey, I'm not just going to go and open doors and write offers and cross my fingers and say, damn it, inventory's tight, right? We go out there and find the opportunities for our clients. Not getting an escrow is not okay for you guys, right? At the end of the day, you guys got to feed yourself, feed your family. You guys got to produce, in order to survive, right? No question about it. This should be the formula that you guys follow every single time, right? Damn it, there's nothing ever available on fucking Main Street. Let's go. Who wants to go with me? Who wants to go with me? Let's go knock on 100. Let's go knock on 125 doors like Colette did. I promise you, if you did that, you're going to find the opportunities. And guess what? You guys want to get more listings and you want to find opportunities. If you get the listings, guess what are going to come? Your buyer opportunities. It's really simple. You're going to find buyer opportunities because now you hold the asset. You control the asset. But this whole, hey, there's no inventory. There's people out there crushing the game right now, crushing it. They're just getting a little bit more creative, finding new ways. Aaliyah, you had some thoughts. You said something about door knocking. You want to chime in?
Oh, I just had a question. My question was like, if we're door knocking or calling and we're using a script saying like we have a buyer in the area, should we, and we don't have a buyer in the area, should we still be saying that?
I hate that script. I absolutely hate that script. Now, that's my opinion. That is just, I've heard that script. It's a bait and switch. Because what is a client going to, a seller going to say? All right, show me. Bring the buyer by, and I'd love to consider. And what are you doing? Well, let me at least come over and take a walk tour of the property. Wait, I thought you said you had a buyer. Well, yeah, let me come over. Can I spend 15 minutes with you and discussing the possibility of listing your home? Well, wait a minute. I'm confused already. Didn't you just tell me that you had a buyer for my property? Mr. Johnson, I'm not here to insult your intelligence. You're a smart man. This is your home. But what I will tell you that this is the hottest real estate market that we have ever seen. And a lot of people think, and I heard this yesterday, a lot of people think that it's a seller's market. And what the guy said, he's like, this is actually a buyer's market. Because if you bought a house in the last 2 years, you were sitting on tremendous amounts of wealth. Tremendous amounts of wealth. So for you, Aaliyah, the narrative is, listen, I know that I have a team of X amount of people. I know that in this community right now, homes are selling for 20 to 25% over list price. If I was able to show you how we do that, would you spend 30 minutes with me so I can share with you what that plan looks like? Right? Versus telling them it's a bait and switch. I've never liked that approach. Now, mind you, you guys do whatever you're going to do. That's just my thoughts. That's my recommendation. Because if you don't have somebody, if they call your bluff, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Right? Then you're going to be like, oh, shit. I don't know what I'm going to do. But you've been knocking on a lot of doors. How's it been going for you guys?
Are we still on me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's been going good. So far we had one person give us a call, so that's keeping us motivated. We've only gone out twice, so yeah, we've got a couple of doors shut in our face also, but that's okay.
Cool. All right. So out of the one call, how many doors did you knock on in order to get that one call?
I think we've hit 50, so between 50 and 60. I need a little bit better system, like keeping track of, like just keeping track, but yeah, like around 60.
All right, so you can do, Cornerstone has it, Durrell Carr has it. They have a farm on the go. Anytime you go to the door, you can just keep a note. I went to that house. I went to that house. I can keep notes on it. Spoke to John. He slammed the door. The dogs were cute. Kids are off to college. Wife was sweet to me. Whatever it is, and then you can have like an accurate log. So when you knock on their door next time, okay, yeah, we went here on the 21st. Oh, it was Tom. Oh yeah, remember the dog? Okay, cool. Let's go back. Hey Tom, it's me again. How are you? Right? So 1 in 60, that's fucking good. I like those results. So good stuff. Who else wants to chime in? I saw a hand over here, Sil. Let's go to you.
Good morning. I just wanted to say when calling expireds, before you call an expired, do a little further research, because sometimes the listing hasn't been updated. It will go expired and then it's relisted and sold, and it's and then you may call them and it's showing expired from the previous owners, and then the new people are already in there. So I mean, if you go knock on their door or something and you don't want to embarrass yourself by talking to somebody who just moved in because the MLS wasn't updated.
At the end of the day, we're probably going to embarrass ourselves some days. Like, it just happens. It just happens. All right, let's hear from one other person. Key takeaways from the last 2 days. Who else wants to chime in? One other person. Going around the room, going once. Go ahead, Ernesto.
I could have probably taken the mic from you today, Elias. I have a lot of thoughts. And speaking to some people, they felt like a lot of the content was similar to the last Tom Ferry event that we did. But a couple things that are heavy on my mind. I'm excited to collaborate with other agents on our team that are willing to be 100% transparent about what they're doing and how they're doing it. Christina Darrow is newer. She has completely opened up her playbook around how she's doing mailers and the success that she's already having with those mailers. I made a commitment to you that I'm going to do 52 YouTube videos by the end of this year. I started, I have my channel, I have great videos. I got busy, I stopped. It's bullshit. Going to get back on it. My point is, I'm happy to teach anybody and everybody my exact process of editing and posting those videos, etc. So I'm excited about the heightened level of collaboration. I think that was really getting together in the same room in Oakland with so many people kind of fostered those conversations. So that's on my mind. I'm excited. Secondly, though, as I listen to a lot of people on the call and I have conversations with people in the office, some of us are more transparent with others about this feeling, but it's common. I deal with it. We all deal with it. And it has to do with the concept of what you actually believe. Like you can mail someone a really shitty letter. It could be the wrong thing. It could have typos. It could be an awful color. It doesn't matter. I believe, even though I'm a newer agent, I've been licensed for less than 12 months, I believe I can solve anybody's problem. And people aren't buying houses because it's some math equation. There's something emotional. There's a pain point that they're dealing with. There's a fear that they might be forever priced out of the Bay Area, what have you. It's my job to uncover that and solve that problem. All the listings that I've done have performed extremely well. When I go back and I look at the data and I think about the process that I followed to get the results that I did, I believe in my heart of hearts that I'm just as good of a listing agent as anybody else. A lot of us don't actually believe that we deserve to be in this business. A lot of us don't believe that we actually deserve the success that we are very much capable of achieving if we actually did have that belief. I think it's really important to have those honest conversations with ourselves about why we're doing what we're doing. You know, the last thing I'll say, I think it was Tom Ferry. Somebody in the crowd was like, well, when I get on the calls, I dread it. Okay. You're
knocking dread.
Yeah. You're bringing that dreadful energy to those calls. So if I'm knocking on somebody's door and I got a listing that way, I door knocked my old neighbor just because I was sincerely curious about how she was. And I got that $1.3 million listing in San Francisco. I believe that I can solve anybody's problem. Like that's my belief. And my approach is that I'm having a conversation with you because I want to see how I can add value to you. Last thing, I did my first open house this weekend. It was a condo. The turnout was fine, about 20 families. I called everybody on Tuesday. And I just asked 2 questions. Hey, did you get a chance to get your offer in? No or yes? Okay, tell me why or why not. Secondly, hey, out of respect for your existing relationship with the realtor, how's that going? Or do you have a realtor that you're working with already? And 2 people were like, I'm not really happy with my realtor. Why don't we have a conversation? I'm open to working with you. A third person was just a salesperson. He was like, Ernesto, honestly, the fact that you even called me to follow up, I can't tell you how rare that is. So anyway, I'm at peace that my conversation is not about, I want to get something out of this. I believe that I can solve anybody's problem. That's my belief. So anyway, I can ramble, but I hope people get my point. Like, we have to really, really believe. And there's like Bill Davis got highlighted, right? He's creating he's creating listing videos and he's talking to sellers. Hey, seller, you're watching this video. Let me show you what we can do for you. You look at Ivan Santa Cruz in Dublin. Like, the guy's constantly just telling the story of how he's being successful with his clients. Like, they're just constantly telling that story. So a lot of good things, but if anything, I feel super pumped up and I'm super happy to just collaborate with some people in the office.
Love this. There's so many things, and it's actually we only have an hour to do this because these conversations can go on and on. A couple of things that really stood out yesterday for me as well is that how are you going to make your brand stand out this year? How are you going to put it on steroids? And we think about like what Ernesto is saying, like alignment with who you are, true values and things like that, your core values. Like, how are you going to put your brand everywhere? Are you relevant right now? Or are you irrelevant? If you're not posting on social, let's face it, I don't believe that you're a relevant realtor in today's day and age. Are you culturally relevant? Is your marketing relevant? There's so many things. So at the end of the day, it's like you have an opportunity to sell real estate in the best time to ever sell real estate since real estate existed. I promise you. The use of social, the use of YouTube, and the use of all of this free media around you, you guys have the ability to build it your way. But it all comes down to action. And I've said this over and over and over again. John Cheplek taught us this. You have to take action because the action is what's going to lead to your experience. The experience is going to give you the feedback that you need in order to tell you what are the skills that I need to build in order to get better. I promise you. Aaliyah, the fact that she's knocking on doors. Well, if someone gives her some feedback, hey, fuck you. Okay, I probably should do things a little bit differently. So she understands the skills that she needs in order to get better. And the more she does it, the more she's going to focus on those skills. So you guys, action trumps everything. If you walked out and you have this, you have the notes. Now it's say, okay, I'm going to schedule 2 hours today. And I'm going to execute and I'm going to take some action. That's it. Because what happens to a lot of us is we say, God, I can't wait till the next one. I can't wait till the next one to feel that sense of excitement and enthusiasm. Remember, the motivation is fleeting. The inspiration is fleeting. What trumps everything is your ability to take instant action in this business. And it doesn't have to be perfect. If you look back at Kenny's early YouTube videos when he had his GoPro, nothing perfect about it, but he was doing it.
They were really terrible, actually.
They were very terrible. Okay.
This bird's eye view just gives you a headache.
It makes you a little dizzy watching, but the point is he just did it and he separated himself years ago. But you guys won't be able to do that if you don't take action. So good stuff, you guys. I appreciate all your thoughts and insight today. We have a couple guests on the line. I want to go around the room really quick. Felicia Deatheridge, am I saying that right? Is that right? Felicia, key takeaways from what you learned from us today.
Well, I learned a lot. I actually have a lot of notes. I'm brand new. I've never I'm a real estate virgin.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So I definitely learned a lot. So I definitely need to get down and learn more about my market. Definitely also in the Maxwell Park area. I've been in Oakland only for a few years, so I'm sure I could learn a lot more from everybody else.
That's why we do this, Felicia.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. I actually met everybody yesterday. I went to the seminar.
You got a sweater, right?
I did get a sweater. Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
But there was a couple things from yesterday because, like I said, I'm totally brand new at this, and I have no idea where to even start. I'm just trying to learn as much as I can. But I have a really big heart, and I really want to connect with my clients. And something that was said on the seminar yesterday was it was not about being heartless, but it's about using your heart less. And that was something that really connected with myself because I totally do that. I just have a big heart and I just want to really help people find what they want and what they love. So it's kind of scary.
So it doesn't, you can always be that emotional person. I'm emotionally driven, but when you say I'm going to win no matter what, it's that takes precedence. I'm going to win, right? It's sometimes we've got to remove our emotion, think logically, our business. I'm going to structure my business and my time, effort, and my energy. And so that doesn't take heart, that takes logic. But then you mix the two and it's a beautiful marriage. So really good stuff. Let's go over to Monica. Monica is one of our new guests as well. Monica is considering joining the team. So Monica, let's hear from you. Key takeaways from today's coaching. Let's hear from you. All right, cool.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, sorry about that. I was on mute. Yeah, I think that this has been fantastic. I've actually picked up a few things that I'd never thought about. I love the collaboration and, just bouncing ideas off, because, there's always something. I mean, even I've been in real estate since 2001, but there's always something to learn. There's always new approaches. And, I just really appreciate, everybody's insights and, just getting new ideas as to how to grow business and how to pivot, because real estate is becoming a very narrow field. And if we don't pivot, then, we're going to be dinosaurs. So the approach and the ability to think out of the box, I'm finding it just so refreshing and so insightful.
You guys have to ask yourself, how are you the bright green plaid jacket in a sea of blue suits? Seriously, I was a public speaker. I used to wear the craziest outfits, but when people came in to see me, they remembered me. So you guys all have your own cool identity, things that you like, whether it's the data dude, whether it is fast agents, whether it is, Kwanzo and his music and his crypto, whatever it is. Let that shine this year, you guys, and put that out to the world. Prospect at a high level and just take action. I want an escrow and I want it now, and I'm going to do whatever it fucking takes to get it. Love you guys. Appreciate you. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Peace, chicken grease, everything in between. I'll see you guys soon. Have a wonderful day. Peace.